Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Military Mondays. I am Brenda Sanchez. I am a retired Air Force major, and I am the co-founder of Life's Real Currency with my husband, Michael Sanchez, and I bring you these Military Mondays every single Monday morning at 8 a.m. Mountain Time. Now, you're probably thinking, she's military, she's a few minutes late. That's because technology wasn't cooperating with us this morning. But I love to interview spouses and veterans and even children of veterans. I don't know that I've had one of those yet. I would love if you are the child of a veteran and have your own business, or even if you don't, if you're a teenager or young adult and live that life, I would love to interview you so that my audience can get familiar with military life and for my military community to learn all the options that there are out there. And today I am super excited to have my very good friend Sharai on with me today. She actually served in the Army. She'll tell you a little bit about that. But today I met her because she owns a virtual assistant company called We Assist. And she's really helping businesses to succeed and do all those administrative type tasks that you hate to do. So her and her team can help you with that. So thanks so much for being on today, Sharai. I'm super excited to have my community learn more about you.
Thank you, Brenda. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Oh, you're welcome. So let's give the viewers a little bit of your background. E3 in the Army, what did you do? How long did you serve?
Yeah, so I was a E3. That's when I left. I did IT. I left the military service because of a hip injury. So boo for that. And so now I serve as a military spouse. So not really serving anymore, actually. So I am a military spouse of an active duty soldier now.
Awesome. And he's Army also, right?
That's right. So he's
He
been in for
is.
this is year 7 years.
Awesome. And you said, I always say to military spouses when they tell me, especially if they served, because those that have been watching know that I was active duty, then I was the spouse of an active duty, then I was a reservist. So I've served on all sides. And people say that as a spouse, they always say, I didn't serve. Well, yes, you are serving even today because of your husband, because he can't do what he does without the support at home. So let me first say thank you for your service, both in the service and as a spouse.
Yeah, no, thank you so much.
You're welcome. What do you feel that, because when you came out of the service, you went right into owning your own business, right?
Actually, no. So I actually started this business about 2 years ago. And so I actually started this business as a military spouse. Yeah.
So what did you do come in right out of the service?
Well, right out of the service, I finished college, and shortly after, maybe almost a year after, I actually got pregnant with my son while finishing college. So I actually stayed home when I met my husband.
Cool. But you guys have some other business ventures. We Assist isn't the only thing that you do. You do real estate investing, right? And
yes.
I don't know, I'm sure there's other things too, because she's a rock star.
Thank you. Yes, we do two things in real estate mostly. We do real estate investing, and then we own a data list company that provides consumer data to businesses or people looking for consumer data.
We need to talk about that. I didn't know about that with you. So we're going to have that conversation, because there's lots of business owners that want that consumer data. And I'm like, oh, I'll have to go talk to Sharai about that.
Yes, now you will.
So anyways, what skills do you think you learned in the service that make you equipped to be a good business owner today?
Resiliency and dedication. Those are just the two most utmost things that I can think of off the top of my head, is having the resiliency, because entrepreneurship is like a roller coaster. Literally, it goes up and down, and one day you're good and the other day you're doing this. So just being able to find that happy medium and hunt the good stuff during those times is a really great skill to have. And I don't think a lot of other people have the privilege of having those kinds of skills. Dedication, just staying to the goal, even though it's, it's hard, and you're going through those different trying times. You just want to still have that focal point of the goal in front of you. So that dedication and just adaptability, being able to adapt to any situation. COVID is crazy, and business owners are, all freaking out, we're seeing some things, but we just have to be able to adapt, survive, and overcome the situation. So those are some of the things that I took with me.
Awesome. And, owning your own business
Mm-hmm.
and having some little ones at home because you have a couple of kiddos.
I do.
And so how is it, because I know that your spouse has deployed a couple of times and you've been left at home being the wife, the mom, and the CEO.
Yes.
So how do you juggle all of that?
How do I juggle all of that? Well, some days are better than others. There are some days where I'm just like, no, I've just got to focus on, the house or mommy or, something like that, or just business or, so taking breaks and just, like I said, just knowing that there's another day and there's another day and there's another day, that I can get to that ever long lasting to-do list is, reassuring. Just trying to find a schedule and listen to myself. I think as a business owner, sometimes we put our own emotional feelings on the back burner so that we can keep running. But putting people in place that can run when I need to just, decompress. So I do have a remote executive assistant that does help me during those times and can really just fill my shoes with the basic things that are needed when I need to take a break. So it really doesn't seem like I'm taking a break. The business still flows. So yeah, I try to get on a schedule. I won't sit here and say that always works, because kids are unpredictable. Kids are unpredictable, and sometimes, most times life is unpredictable. So I just try to, adapt to it and just listen to myself and move forward.
Awesome. So the other thing I wanted to ask, because we had this conversation earlier. So do you think it's easier or harder to own your own business versus working as a spouse of a military person, especially in those deployment times, and as you have to juggle and maybe move every 3 to 4 years, with your spouse? Do you think it's easier to own your own business or to be an employee?
Well, I'll say both sides of the coin is hard. Let's start with that. Both sides of the coin is hard, because once they leave, it's still just you. Owning your own business has its own characteristics. The success of the company relies on you. So each week you're not going to make, whatever set amount that, you make at your job. If you work 40 hours and you make X amount of dollars, that's not how it works with a business. So there are many times where, you're building it and you're not seeing much of a profit. You have to just kind of keep running with it. So I definitely think owning a business is a lot harder, because you're not, and as I'm a business owner and I wear many hats. So I am the marketing hat, and I am the customer service hat, and I am I'm all the different hats to make it work. Whereas if you have a job, you're really, that one person, and that's kind of what you do. And you kind of have an idea of what you're going to do. Every day is a different day for me. So I don't know what that looks like every day. So I definitely think owning your own business is a little bit tougher during that time.
Interesting. Because when we were talking earlier, you were saying you have more flexibility though, so it
I
makes
do.
it easier.
It
So I'm like,
does.
wait a
It
minute, she just
does.
said harder,
It
and
does.
earlier she said easier.
It does. That's the bright side of it. So the bright side of it is, like I said, when I need to take a day off, or if I need to decompress, or if I need to go hike, or just spend time with my kids, I have the ability to do that. I don't have, a PTO bank that says I can't, take off, or, I need sick leave. I just take leave when I need to. So if I need to take a mental health day, I have the ability to do that. If we're PCSing, I can set up to do that, and we're going to take 5 days drive time, and, we're going to take 3 or 4 days to unpack. I can take those days off or slow. When we were PCSing, I took my computer with me, and to each hotel we got to, I pulled my computer out and I was able to get, some work done before I went to bed or before we had dinner. And then we packed up and we kept going. So I think that's the beauty of it. There's an ugly side, but there's also a beautiful side. I take my laptop wherever I go with me. If I want to go on a 2-month vacation, I can go on that 2-month vacation and just grab my laptop and go. So my business isn't really affected by the moves that we have, or the things that my husband goes to. It just makes it a lot easier for me to adapt to it.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, that's what we talked about earlier. Is it's more
I'm
flexible.
sorry. Like, I want to make sure I keep both sides though.
Yeah, well, it's good to have both perspectives because it is challenging
Mhm.
to own your own business, but at the same time, being in the service is very challenging also. It has its own set of challenges separate from the civilian side or a traditional job.
That's right.
And I think that's why, as we were talking earlier, that's why I think military veterans and
Mhm.
spouses are so well suited for owning their own business and having that flexibility, like you just talked about,
Mhm.
that you can take time off to be with your kids if you need to, or you can work in the evenings after they've gone to bed. Whereas if you have a traditional job, you have to clock in at a certain time and be done, we'll say, 9 to 5.
Right.
And then you're trying to juggle picking the kids up at school, and
Dinner.
who's going to pick up the kids at school because you're stuck at the job. Whereas when you own your own business,
Mhm.
you can take that hour off, go pick up the kids, bring them home, get them set up, working on their homework, and then you can go back to doing your
Mhm.
business.
That's
So,
right.
yeah, there's pluses and minuses to everything.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of, I don't always have a military spouse on.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for military spouses that might be watching today?
My biggest advice is to find something you're passionate about, find a problem, and fix the problem. Um, a lot of military spouses kind of flock towards things that are just readily available to us. And there's not many options for us to take things with us and continue them through. So my advice to a military spouse that may be thinking about starting a business: find the problem, fix the problem, there's your business, and just make it work for you and continue to work towards it, and keep that goal in the front of your mind. But take that step and do it. It definitely does pay off. You get experience. I mean, you get eventually you get profit, and for some people you see profit in the beginning. I started off as a virtual assistant, so my profit went directly in my pocket before I started an agency. So that was something that I could immediately put into my house. So just start the business, start whatever it is that you have on your mind, and go for it. And yeah, and that's it. That's kind of it. That's the biggest thing.
Awesome. And kind of don't be stuck to the box.
Yes, there's a
Think
big
outside the
box.
box.
There's a box there, and I want military spouses to know that there are many options. Like, the box is either a job or selling a product, and trying that and there's other options. There are many military spouses that are entrepreneurs, that are successful entrepreneurs, that are building businesses, that have built businesses, and they're everywhere. Honestly, not a lot of them choose to advertise, or not in the spotlight a lot, but you can find a lot of military spouse entrepreneurs that are successful.
Yes, absolutely. And you help military spouses. So if a military spouse is good at organization, is good at the administrative tasks that a business would need, it could be putting PowerPoints together, it could be Excel, it could be calendar, managing a calendar, it could be social media. I mean, you do so many different, there's this big old bubble of everything that
Yes.
Sharai can do. So if somebody watching fits in that bubble and you really don't want a job, you want the flexibility, working with Sharai at We Assist in the agency gives you that flexibility. But you have more of the job. So like she was saying, you're going to make X number of dollars. Maybe you're only working part-time, but you've got X number of dollars coming into the house.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So speak to how you help military spouses with that, what you're looking for right now, and tag onto that. There might be a business owner or a veteran business owner or business owner watching this. Why would they want to call you?
That's right. So I built the agency to fulfill my mission of getting more of those military spouses out of the box. I wanted military spouses to have access to real remote jobs. And I take the hard work of starting the business. So I make it so that I'm taking the brunt of all the craziness and that you just get to slide in as a job. So I look for men and women that possess the qualities that I stated. So adaptable, willing to learn, and willing to go forward and try things and be dedicated to what they're doing. So it's not a specific set of skills that you would go to school for. It's something that I look for in people, so that I can match businesses to people like that and that they can hold on to them long term. So if you do possess those qualities and you are interested in an administrative type of role or clerical type of role, and you maybe have some experience doing that. And I mean, military spouses have a lot of experience doing that because I manage a budget. I manage how much grocery we have, and that's administrative for my household. That is a science. If I left, my husband would not be able to get it down to a science like I do. It's a science to know how much you're going in the grocery store and you know that you walk out with the same amount of money. It's a science every time you stick to the budget. So kudos to those people that do that. So anywho, if you possess those types of qualities and you want to help small businesses, if you have a heart for small businesses and supporting small businesses, that's who I serve. So if you are looking for that kind of position, you can reach out to me. We have a website with a job board that lets you know when we're always hiring. We also have a Facebook group. So there I post jobs, not just from We Assist, but from other real companies about real remote jobs that are active. And then, so I'll plug all that info in the comments if that's okay with you, Brenda.
Yes, absolutely. I was going to say, please put that in the comments below.
Yes, I will put that in the comments.
And then business owners.
Yes.
That are watching.
Yes, business owners. If you find yourself going crazy with your task list, yes, you're going crazy with your task list. If you feel stretched too thin, if you don't have time for your family or to make it to that soccer game that your kid has because you're stuck at the computer or you're stuck at the office and you're just all over the place and you need some organization in your life, I'm here for you. So we do cover administrative and clerical work, and we can also source for creative positions such as social media strategy and management, digital marketing. We can find those people for you. So we specifically have two services that we can provide. A is staffing you to the perfect assistant for you. We'll take care of all the legwork of you having to hire someone, interview you someone. Take that 40 hours and condense it down to 2 interviews. So that's one. And then two is we have a staff of short-term virtual assistants. So if you just really need help like right now and your emails are like insane, we have a team that can help you with that right now and give you that experience with We Assist so that you can see how this works, how this plays out, and then you can maybe invest in someone that's specifically for your business down the line.
So with all the craziness going on right now, people are realizing that they can still get the job done without the person in the office.
That's right.
So hopefully, if you've laid people off, you'll be able to bring them back on. But there's a lot of people, employees right now, that are realizing they don't want to go to a job. They don't want to go to a location. They want to be able to work from home. They like that flexibility and be able to get the work done for whoever they're working for. So if you are a person that has been laid off or is working part-time, if for some reason you find yourself laid off or less hours, Sharai might be a good person to reach out to, because now you've had a taste of working from home and remotely, and that's exactly what she does for businesses. And if you're a business and you need to cut back because expenses won't allow you to have as many employees and you're realizing you don't need as many employees on site, reach out to Sharai and she can help you with that also. And I can't remember, you did a survey on Facebook, and how many productive hours does an employee actually work a day?
Yes. So for every 8 hours that you pay someone to work in your office, now, sit down for this.
Not everybody.
Not everyone.
Some that overwork and there are some that underwork, but average.
Yes. The average of productive work hours out of that 8 hours, you get 2 hours and 53 minutes of productive work hours. And so, like Brenda said, that is something that we specialize in. So I really didn't mention that, but remote is our specialty. So we can staff you to someone in office, but I would suggest you and also guide you and help you to actually keeping them remote. Because once you do that, you're able to open your talent pool up to other military spouses and veterans that are qualified, but just haven't found that position that, they're looking for with that flexibility. Maybe it's a transitioning veteran that wants to stay in their family now. They want to be a part of the family and they don't want to work a 9 to 5, but they have 15 years of experience or 20 years of experience under their belt and they just haven't found it. You're not tapping into them because you don't have the flexibility for them. So flexible can look like, I just need you to come in the office one day to fix these, these files here and take them with you. And then the rest of the week you can work remotely. So we help you integrate those options into your workforce so that it works for you. So there's not a cookie cutter approach to this. It's really specific to your business. So we'll help you integrate them and create a system that holds them accountable and you able to check in for work and things like that, because there's a big notion surrounding that there's no trust there. They don't do any work, but we can set up systems to help you feel more comfortable with looking at the work and seeing the deadlines and the projects and things like that.
Awesome. And actually I heard, or I read an article, I think it was an article I read, that actually people working remotely are actually more productive and get more done in less amount of time because they aren't stressed about the kids calling or missing the soccer game or whatever.
That's right.
As a business owner, I just thought of this as we were talking, and I don't know, you've probably thought of this, is let's say you're a new business owner
Mm-hmm.
and you need help with social media, but you need help with appointments and you need help with filing. Well, that's really three different positions. And if you hired somebody, three different people, you'd be paying for three people. Whereas if you got with Sharai, maybe filing is only an hour a day
That's right.
or a couple of hours a week. And the phone, managing the phone is only a couple hours a day, but your social media really is 4 hours. But who you'd hire for social media isn't good at all those other tasks.
That's right.
Dre can help put the right talent in front of you, even if it's just an hour or 2 hours a day a week,
That's right.
versus paying somebody full-time or part-time to work for you and paying all the benefits.
Yes, the short-term virtual assistants are actually onboarding as our employees. And so when you pay for our service, you get access to all the men and women on our team. So some of them have a specialty in social media management. You'll have one project manager and one main point of contact. But let's say you do have social media management, phone, and email management. So you might have, employee A over here that specializes in social media, working on your social media, while employee B can help with phones and email management over here. So you might have a couple of people working on that project at one time, but it's specific to their specialty. So you're getting access to more than one person through our short-term service to see how you can actually balance this. And there are many virtual assistants that wear multiple hats. I put an ad out for a content writer and I was like, I just need someone to write something. And I pulled back a content writer, a digital marketer that had been following my company for months. So she's experienced in SEO and she's experienced in strategy, and she gave me a list of like 50 topics that I could talk about. And I was like, well, and that's the beauty of being able to hire someone remotely, because they have multiple skill sets, they wear multiple hats, they can be a jack of a few trades or a Jill of a few trades. And that's how I was as a virtual assistant. So I had a couple of different things that you could hire me for and I could do it. So I could be your 3-in-1 and help you save some money there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for being on the show today. Sharai, any parting words of wisdom for spouses or veteran business owners, since they tend to be most of the audience, not all of the audience, but any parting words?
For the military business owners, I will just say that during this time, add your human element to your staff and your customers. It is a crazy time out here. People are stressed. So just don't forget to add the human element to whatever it is that you're managing directly in your business. It goes a long, long way. For the military spouses out there, survive, adapt, and overcome. Those are the best pieces of advice that I have for myself on a daily and that I'll give to military spouses. It's easier said than done, but definitely you can do whatever it is that you set your mind to and walk out that box if you need to.
Awesome. Thank you so much again
Thank
for
you,
being on
Brenda.
the show today. I really appreciate you. I love the relationship we've built over the last about year, I think,
Yeah,
since
it's
we met.
been,
It's been a year already, I think.
yeah.
So, and again, I'm Brenda Sanchez. I am the co-founder of Life's Real Currency. My husband and I are your client retention specialists. So we help you retain your current clients and generate an endless stream of referrals. And I bring you these Military Mondays because I am a 27-year Air Force veteran, retired Air Force major, and I want to serve the community. And now, instead of serving the military, I serve the local business community. So if you're a local business owner, actually, you don't have to be a local business owner. If you're a business owner at all that's a veteran,
Mhm.
I would love to chat with you and maybe highlight you on my Military Mondays. So with that, I will see you next Monday on Military Mondays. Bye, everyone.
Bye.